Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining in this video. And today I actually want to take up a very burning topic on Mangal Dosha and what actually can be done to remedify this dosha. Okay. So Mangala is the original name of the planet Mars in Sanskrit. Okay. And it is one of the five, Mars is one of the five Tara Grahas. And if you take a deep dive into astrology, you'll understand that the main function of the graha is to eclipse the mind. And what does an eclipse do? It creates an obstacle. Okay. And the obstacle is created to prevent the light of distant nakshatras or the stars from reaching the earth. Okay. And this obstacle is the result of past karma that causes us to separate from our true divine nature. Okay. Now, specifically speaking, Mangala is the reason for the loss of a sense of security in the place of the horoscope where it is located. Okay. So, Mangal, the quality of Mangal is to fight for whatever we believe in. And the sign that is occupied by Mangala is the most unsafe place in the horoscope because that is where we are ready to take a defensive position and defend ourselves desperately. Okay. Now, if you look at the night sky, Mangala appears as a little reddish appearance. Okay. And this reddish tint is due to the reflection of sunlight from Mars. And this color is actually identified with Agni Tattva. Okay. So, the sun is the ruler of Agni, but Mangala shows how Agni should be used on this planet. That is the reason why, Mangala is known as Bhumiputra, because he is considered to be the son of the earth. And, being the son of the earth, he teaches us, human beings, how Agni should be used on earth. Okay. And the sun, we know it produces two things, heat and light. And the original source of Agni is the sun itself. Okay. And unlike the other tattvas, that means the Jala tattva or the Vayu tattva, these tattvas, they follow just one path. But Agni, it will follow two directions. It follows the path of heat as well as the path of light. Okay. And light is something that removes darkness. Okay. And as the remover of darkness, this light is very beneficial for us. Now, sunlight, we know, also gives us warmth. Okay. Sun rays, they fall on the earth and, they bathe all the living beings on the earth. They are bathed in sunlight and this heats them up. Okay. And this heat penetrates the body of all living organisms and it fills them with energy. And similarly, this heating that takes place inside the body of a human being or animal, it symbolizes life. Okay. So, Mangala, it manages the heat. It manages the heat exchange in our system. Okay. So a hot and warm body is a living body. And if a body is dead, it becomes cold. So when the body becomes cold, it approaches death. And similarly, when the body becomes hot, it fights for life. Okay. And when the body temperature becomes higher than normal, it means, it indicates the onset of some disease. Okay. And heat begins once this disease enters the mind and then the body. Heat begins to fight the disease. Okay. So, this heat, it also has a positive side. It is fighting for life. It becomes a warrior. Okay. Now, to find out which places in the horoscope are good for Mangala and which are not, we must look at the natural zodiac. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the natural water signs. And they are the 4th, 8th, and 12th houses, respectively, in the natural Kalpurus chart. So, it is well known that fire does not mix with water. And if fire falls into water, the water will extinguish it. So, the diminution of fire, it becomes the cause of diseases in the body. And the body may collapse due to disposition of Agni. Okay. So the 4th, 8th, and 12th houses of the horoscope, are similar to the water signs Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, respectively. And in these 3 houses, water destroys fire. And what does it mean? What does the destruction of Agni in the system mean? It means that the heat in the body will be destroyed by the water element. So this is the reason, why Mangala, if it is in the 4th, 8th, or 12th house, then the Jala Tattva planets, that means Chandra and Shukra, will be extremely negative towards Mangal. Okay. So as a result, in those topics in those areas for which Mangal is responsible in the horoscope, destruction will be gradually observed. That means the houses that are ruled by Mangal in your horoscope, those houses will see the destruction of some of the aspects of them. Okay. So for example, if Mangala is the ruler of the 10th house of career and, is located in the 8th house, then destruction will be observed in the affairs of the 10th house. Okay. So in such a case, Mangala will lack the energy to protect, the career of the native. Okay. It will also not have enough energy to, to protect the home of the native. And it will also not have enough energy to protect the marriage, because the 8th house is the second from the 7th. And, as the house of sustenance of marriage, it is responsible for maintaining relationships. Okay. So as I said, the destruction of heat in the system, it leads to serious suffering, shock situations. And it is similar to the experience of a Gandanta, where one experiences pain over and over again. So this position of Mangala in the, in the 4th, 8th, or 12th houses of the horoscope is called the Kuja dosha. Now, Kuja is another name for Mars, and it's a combination of 2 words, Ku and Ja. So, Ku means bad and Ja means birth. So it literally indicates a bad birth. Okay, now don't take that literally. The Lagna is responsible for birth, and those who have Mangala in the 1st house of the Rashi chart or the Navamsha chart, they will have a certain problem from birth. Okay, why? Because Mangala in the 1st house also indicates Kuja dosha, and that Kuja dosha indicates the absence of the influence of benefic planets on Mangal. Okay. The Mangal, if Mangal is associated with the Lagna, okay, it is an indication of an unfavorable birth in general. That means, the person can have a very difficult childhood. And if Mangala is associated with the Lagna in the Navamsha chart, it actually shows a difficult birth or a danger to the mother at the time of birth. Okay. So this is what Kuja means. Okay. It's a difficult birth, and Mangala in Lagna is a serious Kuja dosha. Okay. The 7th house is called Ashtalagna. This is the house of the sunset, opposite to the Lagna. It is the house of the sunset. It is the house of death and departure. And this position of Mangal in the 7th house is also a Kuja dosha, as, leaving for something can hurt loved ones. When we leave from a relationship, it ends up hurting our loved one. Yes, when we leave from our home, it ends up hurting our mother, and so on. So, we've gotten 5 inauspicious places for Mangal: 1st, 4th, 7th, 8th, and 12th. And these 5 houses are very auspicious for the position of all Agni Grahas. Okay, you should not have any Agni Grahas in these houses, including Surya and Ketu. Okay, because, they can cause a lot of suffering in these places. So Lagna is like an entrance. The 7th house is like an exit. And, if there is a fire in the 7th house, it is not so easy to get out, because you can be burnt while trying to get out. And that is the reason why we experience a lot of burnout from bad relationships. Yes, if you have a bad relationship, it will give you a lot of emotional burnout. It will give you a lot of mental burnout. So we understand that Kuja dosha gives a lot of trouble, not only in married life, but it can also destroy other areas of life that Mangal influences. Okay. And, there is a way to correct Kuja dosha. Okay. You look at the birth chart of Sri Ram, it also has Kuja dosha because Mangal occupies the 7th house. And in order to awaken Rama, to awaken the Agni in him, the sage Vishwamitra, he came to him and bestowed the famous Gayatri Mantra. Okay, so this Gayatri Mantra filled Sri Rama with energy. He became powerful. And later, he defeated Ravana in that famous battle and he married Sita. Okay, so this is the remedy that I'm trying to tell. Okay, Gayatri Mantra is the remedy for Kuja Dosha. But then be very careful with Gayatri Mantra. You will not chant the Gayatri Mantra without any initiation. Okay, of late, a lot of attempts have been made to portray the fact that a mantra will work without initiation. But what you must understand is that Gayatri is a trigger. Okay, Gayatri is a trigger, and this trigger will not work if you don't know how to fire it. And that firing can be taught only if you have the grace of a guru. So you must be initiated into Gayatri before you can actually start using it for solving your problems. And once you are initiated, it can be the most powerful mantra that can make miracles in your life. It's the most powerful mantra in the universe, by the way. Okay, so find a guru, a genuine one as such, who initiates into Gayatri. Chant the Gayatri Mantra as the guru recommends. And this is not only the only cure for Kuja Dosha. It will also, open a lot of doors for you in your life. Okay, so this is my perspective on Kuja Dosha, or Mangal Dosha as we commonly call it. Do let me know in the comment section whether it resonated with you, and if it did, please share the content, subscribe to the channel, and if you want a consultation regarding your chart, you are always welcome to reach me out at the given number. Okay, so thank you so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon in yet another video. Om Guru Namaha.